TFM. I put in that work, man. Yeah. I put in that work. Good job. I put in that work. Gotta keep it lit. Gotta keep it lit. Keep going. Gotta keep it lit. Gotta keep it lit. I put in that work. Gotta keep it lit. Gotta keep it lit. Numbers. Gotta keep it lit. Gotta keep it lit. I'm bored as fuck. I got nothing to do. Said fuck it. Jump fresh and hopped in the coupe. It's Monday. My favorite day of the week.
Hey, this is Andre Lewis, your host with the most in the YouTube show, So What Do You Do? And today, we have a very special guest. Standout athlete turned into a standout sports performance and strength and conditioning coach, as well as being the founder of JCS Training Lab out of Atherton, California. We have Coach Jess. Under the age of 30, his purpose is to help people reach new heights and build from the ground up. So Coach, again, thank you for being here and joining us.
Yes, sir.
My first question, how long have you actually been a professional health coach?
So I have basically been a personal trainer. I started off as a personal trainer when I was 21. I was out in Sacramento studying undergrad, and to be a personal trainer, you need a certification, obviously, and then for that certification I didn't need any degree. So I got that. I was a personal trainer. I've been doing personal training since I was 21, and then in the past 3 years, I believe, I want to say summer of 2018 is when I became a strength coach. I got brought on to Menlo College, started off as an intern, and I basically was brought onto the staff as an intern. I helped out with some teams, and then after a semester of internship, because I was in grad school at the time for San Jose State, I was absorbed into the staff. So I am a strength coach for Menlo College. The official title is sports performance coach at Menlo College. I am an assistant strength coach at Menlo Atherton High School.
Assistant strength coach.
Yeah.
Which is not the same as being a sports performance.
They're essentially the same thing.
It's the same thing?
Depending on where you're at, some schools will label it as sports performance, other schools will label it as strength and conditioning.
Oh, got it.
So it just kind of depends on where you're at. So for Menlo College, we're labeled as sports performance.
Got it.
It's the same job, just with a different bit of a label. At Menlo Atherton High School, we have the strength and conditioning program, which it's me and my boss from Menlo College. We help out at Menlo Atherton High School. So we have that connection. We basically train the athletes at Menlo College, and then later on in the afternoon, go to Menlo Atherton High School, train them. All it is just a change of hoodie.
Yeah,
and then we just train those athletes.
Yeah, I'm sure for you guys, like you said, it's just a change of the hoodie. Yeah. Now, how does that correlate when you guys are training these college athletes and then going into high school athletes? Is it? I'm pretty sure it's not the same training resume or nothing like that.
In terms of training, like the movements are the same. So there's essential movements whenever it comes to training: squat, hinge, push, pull, lunge, all that stuff. And you always want to cover those bases when it comes to athletes and really anyone when it comes to functional type of training. In terms of the differences between college and high school athletes, one, the maturity levels. You know what I mean? College athletes, especially college athletes that are on scholarship, they're a little bit more developed in terms of their mentality and also their physicality as well. But it also differs. You may have some athletes that have never really trained before, especially some of the international athletes.
Got it.
And then you may have some people that they went through a strength program all throughout their life, and so they're very well assimilated to that. In high school, you get kind of also a vast array too. Some kids, we call it their training age. That's the term for it. Training age is basically your experience.
Okay.
So if I've never done training before, then my training age is basically 0.
You're an infant. Yeah,
essentially. So you're kind of coming in, you're new, and we got to teach you all the basics. You're kind of brand new to it. So college and high school, the maturity is a little bit different. The development is a little bit different, but it's almost one and the same in the fact that we know we're going to see a variety of athletes, regardless of whatever team, whatever school, whatever population we're at. It's always going to be a wide variety.
And I'm sure that's interesting for you because, seeing high school guys and you're seeing college guys, you're seeing so many different athletes coming in and out of these campuses.
For sure.
And like I said in the introduction, you yourself was a standout athlete for Diablo Valley College, which is the stadium we're standing in now.
I appreciate that.
Actually, what made you become a sports performance and strength and conditioning coach?
So it was actually a very significant moment in my life when I knew when I wanted to get into this business. So when I was in high school, I was at Deer Valley High School back in Antioch, which is my hometown. I was basically playing football, and in the off season before my senior year, one of my best friends, Jeff Phillips, mutual friend between us, he was like, yo, you got to come to this gym out here in Antioch. It's run by a dude who used to play at Oregon. He played in the NFL for a little bit. His name's Anthony Trucks. You know, he'll come get you right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, at that point I was just lifting weights kind of aimlessly. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I had to get bigger, faster,
your
and stronger.
training level was a 0 or
yes,
1 at the
most
time.
definitely. I didn't know what I was doing. My first day in the weight room, I was 14 years old. I probably did like 12 sets of bench press because I just didn't know what else to do. And like, so
That was the first thing we all.
I put like 5s on each side. I was like, I guess this is good. I don't know. So in the summer before my senior year, I went into this gym. It's called Trucks Training, and I just knew, like, I was getting ready. I saw these athletes, other football players, and I just remember Anthony Trucks coming in, and he had this crazy amount of energy, and I was like, it like kind of just took me aback because I was like, whoa, what is this dude on? And that whole training experience, that class, it was amazing. You know, we developed our speed and agility, then we went into the weight room and started getting stronger. And for me, the biggest part of it was that I was training with kids from other schools. I was like,
which was in your same age group.
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
So we were all in high school, you know, some were maybe a year older, a year younger, but I was like training with, you know, I played at Deer Valley, so our school and our league, we played in the BVAL, Pittsburgh, Heritage,
ballers.
You know, yeah, some ballers, man. And it's like on the field, things are intense, you know. It's some rivalries out there, but it was so cool that I was training next to dudes from Pittsburgh. I was training next to dudes from Antioch, next to dudes from Heritage, and like on the field, we're not gonna like each other, but preparing for the season, we all have the same mentality, which is get bigger, faster, stronger, and get ready for the season.
Right.
And it was like that was like my awakening moment. That was when I knew, like, one day I want to start my own training business and help train athletes and help them get to where they want to go.
Right.
So started researching the different avenues, personal training, and then eventually being a strength coach, and then ultimately opening up in my own training business in the past month.
JCS Training Lab, Atherton, California. If you guys are ever in Atherton, California, make sure you guys reach out to my guy Jess. He'll make sure you guys are situated.
Step out, step right, and then reach up with your left. Good. And then you're just gonna keep switching off back and forth.
Damn, I know. I feel like I ain't stretching.
And then you're gonna slowly build up, do the 30, and then from the 30 to the 20, you're in a full sprint. So build, hit it, let's go. Yeah, there you go.
It's been a while, bro. That's all it is.
This is what y'all do?
I'm surprised I'm hanging in there.
Hey, NFL players, y'all do this shit for 10 years?
I remember.
All right, I'm gonna hit you guys with just one different variation of the drill, and then we're done. Okay. This old lineman work.
Show y'all how we do it.
The sweet feet, the real athletes out here. Ready, go. Good. Go to your right.
What is your own purpose for yourself as a strength and conditioning coach when you're walking into your gym or you're walking onto the field and you know you have, you know, X amount of people that you have to train for that day? What is your purpose and what is your goals every single day? My purpose, what fulfills me, what fills my soul, so to speak, is serving others. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah, I wanted to be a professional athlete. I had every dream, like any athlete, to be a pro athlete. And, you know, I wanted to, you know, get a scholarship. That didn't happen. So I came here to DVC. I appreciate you calling me a standout athlete. I appreciate you. But the reality is that things didn't work out here at DVC for me. I didn't get a scholarship. And, you know, I kind of hit that moment. It's like, all right, well,
my athletic career isn't going to work out, what can I do that I feel is, you know, still going to serve me, still going to make me happy at the end of the day? Like, you know, 70 years from now, 70, 80, whenever I die, you know, how am I going to look back on my life and say what fulfilled me? Well, I didn't realize my dreams as an athlete. Maybe I can help out kids that were like me realize their dreams, because I didn't have much guidance as an athlete. I didn't know what I was doing in the weight room and stuff like that. I didn't really have those mentors until, like, you know, Anthony Trucks and a lot of other friends and family that came into my life. But, you know, it's like, if I had that earlier on, things could have been way different. So for me, I want to try and help out as many people as I can reach their goals, whether it's, you know, their goals are in sports, or their goals are, you know, being just like a healthier person for their kids, or for, you know, their significant other, for their family. You know what I mean? It's ultimately, my purpose is to serve. That is the biggest thing. I want to help people. That's what fulfills me.
So although you are, you know, sort of mainly doing sports performance, strength and conditioning, you also have classes that you offer to people who possibly aren't athletes, or who were former athletes and is now just trying to stay in on a healthier lifestyle. You still offer that as well?
I'm never going to turn someone away that, like, if a person that came up to me and said, hey, I don't play sports, I'm, you know, mid-30s, mid-40s, whatever, and I just want to have a healthier lifestyle, I'm not going to be like, no, I only train athletes.
Got it.
You know, that's just, it's like, I'd be lying to myself. I'd be lying to myself. I wouldn't be a person that wants to serve. It's like, if somebody were to approach me and say that, I'd be like, all right, what can I do to help you? You know what I mean? Yes, athletic performance is my background, but I still have the knowledge and the tools to use that in a different direction as well. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't just stay in that track and be like, only athletes. You know what I mean? Maybe a time and a place there may be that sort, but I want to help as many people as I can. That's my goal.
That's a solid goal right there. So with JCS Training Lab, you know, I should say, where could someone, you know, following your Instagram page or following, you know, your Facebook, your Twitter, where can they go to sign up for one of these classes to train in Atherton? Yeah, so
I have my own website. It's jcstraininglab.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at jcstraininglab. I also have my own personal Instagram if you want to follow me through that avenue, coach_Sayo, S-A-Y-O. My website is up on both those pages, and then you should be able to go to the appointments page if you want to book, buy sessions, so on and so forth. I do personal training sessions. I do small groups as well. You are able to book your sessions, and you can also book your time that you're able to train with me. So different avenues in which you can reach me.
There you go. No, that's dope right there. That sounds like you got everything the way you want it as far as your business.
Took a lot of planning.
And what you're doing.
Yeah, it took a lot of planning.
But look, you said it took a lot of money, it took a lot of planning, but you know, when you're trying to be the entrepreneur like you are and have your own successful business, you know, you definitely got to sacrifice some of the funds, and it's not even sacrificing, it's an investment.
Yes,
it's an investment.
There you go. See, you're thinking the same thing. It's an investment. You know what I mean?
Coach Jess, what are your thoughts on guys like C.T. Fletcher, Ronnie Coleman, who was Mike Rashid, you know, Cali Muscle? What are your thoughts on, like, that type of training as far as the training that you offer? Like, what is the compare and contrast in that, the pros and the cons, I guess?
So they're essentially, if you want to look at it from an athletic perspective, their sport is different. They are bodybuilders, and you know what I mean? So you have different avenues in which you train, different modalities and different things you are training for. So bodybuilding, that's strictly for physique, for you want to get bigger, more toned, more defined, and that's a different type of training in itself. There's also powerlifting, which is a competition of the squat, the bench, the deadlift. So you want to develop those three lifts. There's Olympic weightlifting, which is the clean and jerk and the Olympic snatch. Those are so there's different avenues. It's like
so many different types of
there's so many different types of, like, methods. The thing I love about athletic performance and sports performance is that we have to kind of use all those different types of approaches. We have to use those different modalities to take a holistic approach to develop an athlete. So we're going to take some techniques and types of training from bodybuilding, because like a football player. We want to get them bigger.
Right.
Olympic weightlifting, the clean and jerk and the snatch, like we're going to use that a lot because that develops a lot of power, a lot of quick twitch power. Powerlifting, squat, bench, deadlift. We do all three of those for athletes in different variations. So the thing about sports performance is that it's a very holistic approach, and now it just all depends on what kind of athlete they are. What are they training for? Are they a wrestler, a football player, a golfer? And then that determines how we prescribe things. Yeah.
So really, sports performance is like you're creating a gumbo.
Yes.
And you're
that's a great way to look at it.
You're
Yeah.
throwing in all different types
Hell
of things
yeah.
for this specific athlete. Because like you said, bodybuilding, you're just training this one thing, like your thighs, your legs, your calves, your upper body, your arms. And then, like you said, speaking of, now that we are talking about this, can you actually like demonstrate, like show me what exactly are some of the power movements? Like what is a power clean for people who don't know? What is what are other power motion and movements some people may not know?
So demonstrating a power clean might be tough because you would need a bar. It's essentially like picking the bar up, driving it down, getting it all the way up to a position.
Okay.
It's an explosive pull and then squatting underneath it. Essential movements that we would cover with every athlete, depending on what they do, we're always going to do some variation of a squat. So it could just be a regular standard body weight squat, and then when they become strong enough, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Your form, I can work a little bit with it. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's all I got you here for, so you can definitely demonstrate.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. But then there may be some athletes that they need to load up in the back squat and get that nice and strong. Maybe some athletes, they can't get their shoulders back here because they're an overhead athlete, like baseball players or volleyball players. So they'll do more of a front squat. Some people, it doesn't even make sense to have a bar on their back, so maybe they'll just do like body weight split squats. There's so many different movements and different variations that we would cover. There's squatting, and then there's hinge-like motions where it's more hamstring, glute, and lower back base, which is called your posterior chain. Pulling, pushing, vertical pulling, vertical pushing.
Damn.
Then you can go one arm, which is called unilateral. Bilateral is when you do both. It's movements. It's movements. I'm
just doing one. I'm just gonna do one push up. That's it.
It was quality though.
Just a little push up. Save the best for later, y'all.
But yeah, so with sports performance, it's movement. It's we have this kind of philosophy of movement over muscles. We want to train you to be better at movement.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because it's not really about the muscles when you're playing your game. It's more about your motions.
Right. And I think that's like kind of the beautiful side of it, the artistic side of it. Training is a science. And we can all agree on that. But, for me, also training is a beautiful art form. You know what I mean? And it's like, for example, you were a great receiver, and like some of the things about being a receiver that is almost poetic, route running, catching the ball, tiptoe catch on the sideline, you know what I mean? It's graceful in its own way. It's it's poetic justice to its own, you know what I mean? So being able to train someone to enhance those movements, you know what I mean? There's a beauty in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
With that being said, with you saying that it's an art and a science, have you ever gone into a meeting with a client and possibly just had like doubts, or maybe was just like even self-doubting yourself? Not so much as doubting the client, but maybe just doubting yourself, like, I'm not sure, if I'm gonna be able to pull this one off. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to help them reach their goals in time. Have you ever?
So, I mean, with each client, you got to kind of always be honest with yourself and with the person as well. And it always depends. Like, so recently, I had a potential client come up to me and was like, hey, my son, he's a quarterback. Can you help him train to be a quarterback? Can you help him with his throwing mechanics? And, the part of me that wants business, wants clients, I can be like, I can, I can train him for that. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not being honest with myself, and I'm not being honest with that client as well. And ultimately, it's going to be doing a disservice to that person. So in terms of self-doubt, it's not necessarily like, oh man, I don't know about this. It's more of like, you know what? I'm humble in the fact that I may not be the right person for you. Right. You know what I mean? So you just got to be honest with that person, which I was with that person. I said, I can train this person in football skills, stronger, bigger, faster, But in terms of throwing mechanics, I may not be the person for you.
Right.
You may want to seek out a quarterback's coach.
Now, do you have guys that you can sort of reach out to if they like, hey, can you help my son be a quarterback? Do you have like a quarterback coach like, hey, I got this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, because I've been training since I was 21, I'm 28 now. I've trained in Sacramento, I've trained in the Bay Area, and I attend conferences and workshops and all kinds of stuff. I've met amazing trainers, amazing coaches throughout my years that it's like, if you feel like maybe like this, I'm not the right person for that, but let me help you out. Let me still point you in the right direction.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So, I know there's quite a few. I don't know about like quarterbacks coach specifically, but in terms of different avenues,
Certain things,
it's like
definitely
if there's a
point in that
certain
direction.
sport or position or just training in general that you're looking for, or maybe you're not in that area. It's like, hey, I'm not always in Sacramento.
Right.
If you need a Monday through Friday guy in Sacramento, I know a lot of people that can help you.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So, training, it's a business, but you should also, for me, I'm always looking to serve. So it's like, I want to help this person. I may not be the person helping them, but let me point them in the right direction.
He's still serving. How difficult can it be for you customizing these workout plans for certain athletes? Because obviously you may be working a guy out that's a wide receiver, you may be working a guy out that's an offensive lineman, you may be working a female out that's a softball player or a volleyball player, you may be working a guy out that do golf. How do you customize a workout plan towards all of these personalities?
That's programming, and programming is basically what whenever we're not coaching, we're usually behind the scenes, maybe at our desk or on our computers, we're programming. And that's something that, like, in the training community, in the training world, there's thousands of books on how to program. There's different ways to program.
Okay.
So, people have their, like, the West Side method, the conjugate method, the linear periodization method. There's, like, as I said, it's a science, and it's just like, to kind of equate it to science, like, there's your chemistry, there's your biology, there's your anatomy. You know what I'm saying? So programming is, like I said, it's a science and it's an art form. So for me, I'll take a look at, let's just say I got a wrestler and a golfer. Okay, what do they need for their sport to be successful? You know what I mean? Okay, what does wrestling do? Well, they're strength, power, and cardio, because they got to last, they got to do a 3-minute round, another 3-minute round, and a 2-minute round. I may have gotten that math wrong, so I apologize to my wrestlers. I trained the wrestling team in Menlo College, so... but like, I have to be able to develop them in all those fields. So it's like, and they need to be able to move in every which way possible, squatting, benching, deadlifting, and then do all the single arm and single leg versions of that. Now, when I contrast that to, say, a golfer, are they going to have are they going to need as much cardio as a wrestler?
No.
Probably not. It's a swing, travel to the next shot, swing.
Swing, yep.
But you look at their swing, it's such a powerful movement.
Yeah,
So it's all that rotation. So I'm going to look at that golfer. Maybe I'll develop his cardio and stuff like that just for his general physical fitness.
Right.
But I also need to look at his sport and see what he needs. It's like, all right, he's a rotational athlete. Let's develop his rotation. Now, on top of that, you need to work on keeping them injury-free.
Yeah.
So because he's rotating so much throughout a sport,
power in it.
Yeah.
Too. Oh my goodness.
He's got to learn how to keep that rotation under control. So that's where we do anti-rotation. You got to be able to train the movement and train the opposite of it, so that way your body knows how to adapt and control.
Got it.
So,
okay. Right. You definitely sound like you are mentally programmed all the way with a lot of knowledge and a lot of information.
I try my best, man. I try my best.
That's actually really good, especially when you're in the industry that you're in. You're in the health industry.
Absolutely.
You're training people's bodies who can literally get injured.
Yes.
If you don't train them the right way. And
right.
It can be a serious injury. It can be a minor injury. But at the end of the day, you have to have that knowledge to know the type of person, the type of body, the type of everything.
Yeah. That's priority number one. Whenever
exactly.
there's athletes that are coming in that like maybe touring the facility, and I got to kind of pitch to them what sports performance is, I always tell them my job is, one, keep you injury free, and then after that, help you get bigger, faster, stronger, whatever you need for your sport. Because you can be the most talented athlete in the world, you can be faster than Usain Bolt, but what's that going to do for you if you got a hamstring injury and you can't compete? So I tell people all the time, your best ability is availability. Like, you got to be out there.
You need to go talk to Klay Thompson.
Yeah, oh, man.
Just I just heard about Clay
Too soon, man.
Damn Achilles.
Clay, man.
The heck?
Oh, that kills me.
I'm sorry I had to say that.
I
I'm
know,
just like,
man. I know. Back-to-back seasons. That
Talk
kills
about
me.
that in the car, man. Damn.
That kills
Oh,
me.
man.
That kills me.
Coach Jess, man, what's been your greatest achievement so far?
Man, that's a tough question, bro. Because, I mean, I've always got this mentality of like I haven't made it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't made it yet, and I still got a lot more goals and aspirations. I think, in terms of, I look at it as more as milestones.
Okay.
You know, so I think some really significant milestones for me was, 1, starting my own business. That was big. 2, getting my master's. To be able,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
So I got my undergrad at, I got my bachelor's at Sac State.
That's huge.
In 2015, thank you. And then I got my master's at San Jose State in 2019.
Baby! Congratulations, baby!
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, bro.
Boy,
Man,
that's
yeah.
good. I got me just got a little
It was a great
goosebumps
feeling.
going down right
It's a
there.
great
That's,
feeling.
that's
Like,
nice.
You know, people say like, don't worry about the letters that come after your name, but I was like, I worked hard for those letters that come
Yeah,
after my
yeah.
name, bro. Like, I get it, I understand. Like, keep yourself humble. It's not always about like the credentials you have, but like, I worked hard to have MA after my name. You know what I mean? I worked
Definitely.
hard to have those certifications that, you know. So my title is Jess Sayo, MA, CSCS, USAW Level 1.
You better say all that.
Yeah, I was like,
Give me the alphabet, bro.
I want the alphabet next to my name, you know, and I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna work hard for it. I don't want
All
it just
that.
given to me. So, you know, for me, it's like I got these career milestones that I've hit, and I want more. I want to keep pursuing more. I want to have my own facility, like my own physical facility one day.
Oh,
You know, I want to be able to work at the professional team one day.
yeah.
So, in terms of greatest achievements, to answer your question, I feel like I haven't even hit that yet, because I always feel like I'm not there yet.
Right.
You know, I have milestones, I have little markers that I've hit
Right.
that help me get there, but I feel like I haven't achieved anything yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's that hustler's mentality that we gotta have.
That's love, man. So look, with that hustler's mentality, with that Mamba mentality,
Yes, sir.
with that
R.I.P.
JCS mentality,
Hey,
go ahead. You got 30 seconds to a minute to go ahead and look in both cameras, either cameras, and
Oof.
just let your followers, your fans, some of the Menlo team, the Menlo
Hey.
wrestlers that you apologize. You can talk to Menlo Atherton High School and whoever else that you need to talk to, and just let them know what you got in store in the next couple months or weeks or whatever.
oh man, you putting me on the spot. But I mean, for me, I guess to be put on the spot, like I want to take the moment to express gratitude, really. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Menlo College athletes, the Menlo College staff, the Menlo Atherton athletes, the Menlo Atherton staff, and then all the people that brought me here to where I am now. You know, my family at Fitness Rangers in Sacramento, my family at FNS Training Center in Santa Clara, you know, all the mentors that helped me get to where I am today, Anthony Trucks, Brian Nunez, Victor Brankovic, Carl Reyes, like I can name drop.
Carl Reyes, you know Carl Reyes?
Carl Reyes, you know
I
Carl
went to
Reyes?
school with Carl.
Oh man,
Yeah, Sacred Heart. I went to Sacred
Yeah,
Heart
yeah,
for 2
okay,
years.
yeah. Me and Carl are boys.
Yeah, that's a trip.
it's me, Carl, and Vic. Man, that's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna let him know.
All the love.
But damn, that's crazy. Small
Hey, man,
world.
sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut
no,
you
no,
off.
that's good. Keep that in there. I'm gonna make sure Carl watches this. I'm gonna make sure Carl
that's a
watches this.
trip.
Carl's my
What?
boy, man.
Yeah, I love
we
Carl,
work
man.
very closely together
Yeah.
at Menlo.
He works hard too.
he
definitely
I learned a
works
lot from him, man.
hard. He works hard.
So, you know, to everybody out there, you know, Menlo College, Menlo Atherton, Fitness Rangers, FNS, all the people that made me not just into the coach and trainer I am today, made me into the human being that I am today. Thank you. I love you. Like, I appreciate you. You guys have brought me here to where I am today, and I'm excited and I'm hungry for more. I'm hungry for more. I'm ready for growth, and I'm proud of what I've built with JCS Training Lab. But in my mind, I haven't done anything yet. I got way more to go. I'm just in the grassroots. I'm building from the ground up. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for the road ahead. And but yeah, to everybody that got me to this milestone, thank you, and I love you.
Let's get it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. But so what do you do?
Hey,
Right on,
God.
man. Jess.
Love you.
Man, love you too, man. I
Appreciate you, God.
that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah, man. very special side guest that's going to also be joining us for B-roll. Is that okay? Because that's going to happen like every hour. Oh, good. Oh.
You can do it!
We have a very special guest, a standout former athlete, now turned standout sports performance coach, as well as strength and conditioning coach, as well as. Oh, that was a money one too.
Work.
Show y'all how we do it.
The sweet feet.
Oh, baby.
Here we go. Think you ready?
Coming around.
Let's go. And help people reach their and help.
No.